this is Bakapa. Welcome to API testing full course. You can access all the exercise which we have done in the whole API testing course. I have already provided this link in the video description. So anyone can access this link, and also you can get the whole collections and also the environment variable details. So you can take that URL which is there in the description of this below video and paste it in the web browser. And after that, so once it is opened, so you need to export this collections into your local system. So it will open like this after accessing the link. So this is a public access URL which I have shared it. You can click on this booking API. You can see all the APIs are there inside the two folders. So what you can do is you can click on this three dots and you can export it. So you can click on this export, and firstly you can export this booking API collection, and after that on the right side you can select the booking API environment, and after that click on this icon and click on the edit. Then you can click on three dots and you can click on this export. So this will export the environment variable details. So after exporting it, so you will get these two files. And once you have these two files, you can go to the Postman and you can click on this import and make sure that you are there in this file tab, and you can click on choose files and you can select the firstly collection, that's the Postman collection, and you can open it, and after that you can click on import. So firstly you can load the Postman collection, and after that you can load the environment details. So as I have already these APIs in my system, I don't want to import it, and this is how you can get the exercise which we have done in the API testing full course. You can find all the code which I have discussed in the rest assured API testing full course. You can search with the Bakapa and GitHub in the google.com, and here you can go to my GitHub repository, and over here in the repositories tab you will find the rest assured API testing framework. You can go inside this repository and you can click on this code and you can copy this URI, and by using this URI, and you can simply use the git in your local machine, and you can simply clone it by using the git clone and followed by that specify the URL. So you will get the whole code which I have discussed in the rest assured API testing full course. Hi friends, this is Bakapa. Welcome back to Testers Talk channel. In the previous tutorial, I have discussed how to generate the JSON Web Token, that is JWT, using the rest assured. Then I have discussed how to create the put API request using the rest assured. And then I have discussed how to create the patch API request using the rest assured. In this chapter 5 of rest assured API testing tutorial series, I will discuss how to create a delete API request using the rest assured. Then we will validate the API response. Next, how to create a TestNG suite file. Then I will discuss how to run project as a Maven test. Then I will discuss how to create a multiple TestNG suite files. Then finally I will discuss how to execute rest assured API test from the command prompt. Now I will start discussing about how to create the delete API request using the rest assured. I will navigate to the Postman tool. Let's discuss the manual scenario in the Postman tool. First we will create the booking, and after creating the booking we will get the booking ID, and we will verify that in the get API request. Then so let's try to make another get request call. So let's create another fresh booking. There is some issue, it looks like. So we got the response as a 200 status score, and then we need to generate the token to delete any resource details in the application server, right? So we have generated the token then I will go to the delete booking API, and here I will make the delete API call. And finally we are getting the status code as the 201, and here we are getting that created. That's it, right? So now I will navigate to the Eclipse. Let's implement the delete API request using the REST assured. So inside the com.testautomation.api testing.tests, I will create the one class. So here I will specify the class name as end-to-end test. So here I'll say API test. So that's it. So I will go to the patch API request Java class, and simply I will copy this test method. Then I will close the patch API request Java class, and I will open the end-to-end API test Java class, and I will paste it here. So let me explain what exactly this test method does it. So firstly, it is getting the request body of the post API, and it is getting the token API request body. Then it is getting the put API request body from the text files, and also it is getting the patch API request body from the text files, right? So once we got the request body and we are making the post API call here, we are creating the resource in the application server. Then we are saving the booking ID after creating the resources in the application server. Then by using that booking ID, we are passing over here and we are making the get API call, and we are validating that resource details are present in the server or not. And after that, we are generating the token by using the post API call. And after generating the token, we are saving that token in that token string variable. By using that, we are updating the resource details in the application server. And finally, we are making the another call, that's the patch API call, where we are updating the resources details in the application server partially. Now I will discuss how to create the delete API request using the REST assured. So here I'll come down. So simply I will copy this whole API request. So here I will add the comment as delete API call. Then below that I will paste the code. If you look at this API, delete API call, so we have specified three things. One is the type of method is a delete, and we have specified the URL. In this URL, that's the URI, we have specified the booking ID. The third thing is headers. We have specified the content type and the cookies data as the token number, right, after generating the token here. So we have to specify these three things. By using these three things, we should be able to delete the resource details from the application server, right? So here I will say simply I will delete this body because we are not passing any request body in the delete API call, and we are passing the headers here as a token. We have specified the cookie as the attribute name, and we are passing the token number here. Then we have specified the URL, and also in the when keyword we have specified the patch as the request type, but we have to call to the delete type of request, and here we are passing the booking ID. If you look at this API URI, at the end we are passing the booking ID. So that's the reason in this delete call I am passing the booking ID, right? So after that, so we are not getting any response, so that's the reason I will delete this stuff, and we will validate the status code. If you look at this call, delete API call, we are getting the 201 as the status code. So let's add the 201 as the expected result in the status code. So that's it. So we have created the delete API call by specifying the headers, URI, and the request type as a delete, and we are asserting the 201 as the status code. So let's execute this API test, and this end-to-end test should get passed, right? So we are creating the resource, we are updating the resources from in the application server, then finally we are deleting the resource details from the application server. So let's execute this API test. So before we execute this API test, let's modify this particular test method name as the E2E API request. Then I will execute this API test. So it is involved 6 API calls. So that's the reason it will take few more seconds to make the call and to get the response. Then it performs some validations in the API response as well, right? So if you look at these results, it is working fine. So our test is getting passed and we are able to execute the booking APIs end to end. So let us try to pass some other status code in the delete API call. So here I will pass the 200. So this time it should get failed, right? Because after deleting the resources from the server, from the application server, we are getting the 201. But we are trying to pass the 200 as the expected value. So this time our API request or the API automation test will get failed. So if you look at this console result of this API test, so this test is getting failed because of the status code is not matching. So we are expecting 200 as a status code, but we are getting the 201. So this is a expected failure. So this is all about how to create the delete API request using the REST assured. So far you have seen how to create the delete API request using the REST assured. Now I will discuss how to execute the TestNG suite file. So let's see how to create the TestNG suite file first. Then after that I will discuss how to execute the TestNG suite file. So here I will open the end-to-end API test Java class, and here I will inherit the base test here. So that's it. And if you have not imported the base test, you need to import the base test. So that's it. And what I will do is, so I will create the one suites folder inside the REST assured API testing tutorial, and inside that we can create the TestNG suite files. So here I'm adding the one folder called suites. So that's it. Here we got the suites folder, and we will convert this end-to-end API test into the TestNG XML file. I will select this end-to-end API test class and I will right click on that, and here I will select the option as TestNG. Inside the TestNG I will select the convert to TestNG option, and here I will specify the folder where I want to create our suite file. I will click on the browse and I will select the folder which we have created just now. I will select the suites here, and inside the suites I will specify my suite file name as REST assured API test.xml. That's it. Then I will click on finish. So if you look at here, so inside the suites folder we got the REST assured API test.xml file. So simply you can open this particular XML file, and in the line number 6 you will see the path of the end-to-end API test Java class. So this is where exactly our API tests are present right now. So you can execute by right clicking on this particular XML file, and here you can choose the option as run as and TestNG suite. So like this you can create based on the number of components or number of models, you can go ahead and create the multiple suite files. So currently this execution of the API test is going on, and at the end we should be able to see the result here. So total test run is 1, and that is passing. We have 0 failures and 0 skips. So this is how you can create the TestNG suite files, and also this is how you can execute the TestNG suite files. Now I will start discussing about how to execute the project as a Maven test. Then I will discuss how to execute the API test from the command prompt. Then finally I will discuss how to create the multiple TestNG suite files and how to execute the specific TestNG suite files from the command prompt. So first I will open the pom.xml file. Here I will include the TestNG Maven dependency. So I will copy this TestNG Maven dependency and I will paste it inside the dependencies. So here I'm adding the TestNG Maven dependency. That's it. So after adding the TestNG Maven dependency, I will add the two plugins. So simply I will copy this code and I will paste it inside the pom.xml before the dependencies tag. So that's it. So let me explain what exactly this build information contains. So here I have specified the two plugins. First one is a Maven compiler plugin and it has the 3.7.0 version, and this is the one plugin, and the second plugin is Maven Surfire plugin and which has the 3.0.0.-m1 version. And so this is what we have to do it in the pom.xml file. So once we are having the Maven compiler plugin and second one is Maven Surfire plugin, so we can execute our project as the Maven test. So that's it. So here I will go to our suite file and I will go to the properties and simply I will copy this file name. And again I will open the pom.xml file and inside the suite XML file tag, here I'll specify the file name here. So here I will add the path of that. So here I'll say dot suits. So dot followed by forward slash and followed by suits. So simply I'm specifying the path of the TestNG suite file. So this particular suite file is present inside the suits folder. So that's the reason here I have specified the dot followed by the suits and I have specified the file name. So that's it. And I will update this particular project and I will select this project and I will go to the Maven and here I'll select the option as update Maven update project. So because if you look at this here on the top of the project we are getting the error, so that's the reason I'm updating the project. So updation is done. So now we can execute the project as a Maven test. You can right click on this project and you can go to the option as run as. So inside the run as you need to select the option as Maven test. So let's maximize the console output. And if you look at here, our test execution is getting started. And here we are printing the booking ID. So after creating the booking, so we are printing the token ID. So after creating the token for updating the resource details in the application server. And if you look at here, so our build is success and there are 0 failures. Right. So this is how we can execute the TestNG suite file as the Maven test. Now I will start discussing about how to execute the API test from the command prompt. So I will simply go to this project location. So here I'll say properties and I will go to this location. Then I will open this particular project and I will copy the location. So first I will do the change directory and we are inside the project right now. And once we are inside the project, simply you need to type the mvn followed by clean and test. That's it. And if you look at here, our API test execution started. And if you look at the booking ID, so execution is going on. So it is printing the booking ID, then followed by the token ID. And also our build is success, right? So our test is working fine. And also if you look at the failures, there are 0 failures. So we are able to execute the API test from the command prompt. So let's create another suite file and we will discuss how to execute the specific suite file from the project. So here what I will do is simply I will copy the same suite file and I will paste it inside the suits folder only. So here I'll say paste and the name of the file is rest assured API test 2. So let it be there. So doesn't matter whatever the name, and I will click on OK. So we have the another suit file. So I will open the again form.xml file and I will maximize this one. So in the line number 28, we have to pass the TestNG suit file name as a parameter, right? So that's the reason here I'm replacing this with the dollar symbol followed by the open flower bracket and close flower bracket. Inside that I will write the parameter name. Here I'll say suit file name. So that's it. So this particular parameter name we have to specify while executing the API test from the command prompt. So I will go back to the command prompt once again, and here you have to enter mvn followed by test and followed by -d, and here we have to specify the tag name. So here I will specify the tag name as suit file name and equal to, inside this we have to specify the path of the TestNG suit file. So if you look at this one, so this particular parameter is present inside the our project form.xml, right? So here I have in the line number 28 I have specified the this particular parameter name. So for this particular tag we have to pass the TestNG suit file name, right? So we have to specify the path of this particular suit file. So let's say try to execute the rest assured API test 2.xml. So inside this one, so inside the double quotes I am writing dot followed by suits and followed by that here I'm saying rest assured API test 2.xml. So that's it. And if you look at here, so our API test execution is getting started, and also it is printing the booking ID, and also it is printing the token ID, and also our build is success, and we are having the 0 failures here, and also it has printed the booking ID and the token ID from the API test. So this is how you can create the multiple TestNG suite files based on the component or the models or the different models. You can create a number of TestNG suite files, and this is how you can execute it from the command prompt.